One of the most dreaded jobs, well, besides everything just being dirty when you take them apart, but one of the worst is getting the head studs out. So you can see we've gotten a couple out here. So we have Dillavars in the lowers and steels in the uppers. So we're gonna put ARP bolts back in the whole thing. Now some people love heat. They swear by heat, and I get it. I've tried it. I have had more studs snap on me when I use heat than just using Gibbs and spraying it in and letting it sit. So these guys have been sitting for a little while. We got two types of stud pullers we use. This little guy here, he's not so little. When things get really intense, we end up going with this. So a 2-foot breaker bar. We can put some serious torque on there. But we also have this little guy that just threads right onto the stud. And in both cases, these will ruin the studs that they grab. So don't use these if you're trying to reuse your studs. But after 106,000 miles and with some performance upgrades, this little guy is going to get, as I said, ARP studs. So our biggest thing is to get them out and not break them. And then we'll go back through with a cleaning tap, not a tap, but a cleaning tap, and clean out the holes before we put the ARP studs in. But we've done that on here before. So the way this works is you slide this over, and I usually try to grab onto the threaded part, and you just hold it with your hands. You can use a 36 millimeter wrench if you want. No real reason to, because it will bite in as it goes. So right now you'll start to hear some popping noises, and it's spinning, which is good. And we can see some gunk coming out of the hole. This is not for the faint of heart, but this guy's coming out. So again, some people use heat. I have found, I don't know if it takes the temper off, but I've had more studs break when I use heat. It seems like the Gibbs oil works pretty well. Takes a little muscle to get them out, but this steel one's coming out very nicely. So we got this guy out. To get him back out, put our 36 millimeter wrench on there, loosen that back up, maybe a touch more. There we go. And loosen this, and our stud pops out. Set our stud off to the side. Now we'll try one of the tough ones. Two toughest, I don't know why, maybe because the exhaust is all running around back up here, but typically the back studs on number 3 are by far the worst. So we'll do a Dillavar stud. That was a steel that we just did. Those tend to come nice. And then here we hear it popping. The stud's spinning. You don't want to look at the top of the stud because these will twist. You want to look down at the bottom of the stud to make sure it's actually spinning out. This one is coming out very nice. And slowly but surely, we've got her out. So we've already done the other half of the case, but these two have been sitting in Gibbs oil for a while, so I think that's why they were nice to us on camera. You can spend forever trying to get these guys out. That one came out very nice. Very happy about that. So we're down to our last two, and the objective is not to break them, because we don't have to take the case and have them EDM'd out or drilled and retap the holes. So we just try to be as firm but gentle at the same time, keep our threads intact so that we don't have to make any repairs. So 2 down, we got 2 more to go. There's a total of 24, so 2, 4 for each cylinder. With 6 cylinders, there's 24 of these guys. And again, this leads me to believe no one's ever had the case apart because it had Dillavar studs in the bottom. That was Porsche's attempt. These guys are supposed to expand more like aluminum does than steel, and since the bottom is where your exhaust is, this will tend to expand at a different rate, and they were trying to keep everything square. So they actually did this on purpose. The steel doesn't expand at the same rate as the aluminum, where the Delavar does. Unfortunately, you can even see on here where these Delavar studs can get nicked, and when they get nicked, that will start to rust, and that's why you hear so many broken head studs on cars. When they get nicked and rust, that nick could just be from when you slid the cylinder on during the initial assembly. You can put some grease on them or something like that, but what Porsche sells now are fully threaded studs, and it actually tries to reduce the fact that you're gonna nick the stud. All Delavar, but the Delavar just does not hold up as well, and the ARP clamping is phenomenal. Sometimes we use SuperTech studs. It's just what's in stock, but I find that the ARPs really work well and make it nice and easy to assemble the motor. And we have not had one fail, and I believe both them and SuperTech have lifetime warranties, so not on the labor though, but on the replacement stud if one broke. So no lifetime warranty on Delavar studs. All right, thanks for watching BreitWerks, and we're going to keep going, and next time we do something cool, we'll fire up the video camera again.